Way too many critical errors. I think at times we did what we're supposed to do on a lot, made much of the drives. You see that, but just at critical moments, critical points, we didn't do what we were supposed to do. Nothing. I don't think it's in terms of mistakes, major that aren't correctable things. It's just at the time, at the place that you need to make a play. We need to make a play. We didn't. To me, again, 80% of the game is pretty good. 20% wasn't very good, and that's ultimately what cost us the game.
How have your guys responded these last few days of practice?
Very well. I think that's, and I shouldn't say very well, just in terms of they got to learn. And we talk a lot about this whole team of what have they earned. A lot of kids that are playing now, for the really last 2 years, they've been collecting bowl gifts and they've been going on trips and they've watched go back from my guys, the Dylan Days, the Ben Beckwiths, the Gabe Jacksons win games while they've been collecting gifts, and now it's their turn to go. Elton and Dion 2 years ago when you're in the Orange Bowl are waving a towel. So they got to learn to earn the right to earn wins. They got to learn to work for wins, earn wins, and that's what they have to do. And they figured out very quickly in a bad way, you're not going to walk out there and win a game. I don't care who it is. We can play lowest level team. You better win a high school team. You better earn every play you play, every play in that game, every play. And it's got to get done. Like I tell them, I told you guys earlier on, what do we do during the summer? I ask them every day. Because we're going to find out during the season what we did in June, July, August. And then to me, Monday through Thursday in practice, what are you doing to win on Saturday? And to me, obviously, it's got to pick up. It's picked up. But again, it's, the fact that they didn't learn that earlier on is the mistake. And for me, myself, too. I got to work them harder. I got to coach them harder. I got to do a lot of things harder.
What did the performance on Saturday reveal about the offseason that wasn't accomplished?
No, conditioning-wise, they're fine. To me, conditioning strength, it's not. I think it's just the strain that they put on every play. The strain, whether it was bench pressing a gasser, a technique, the time they had to do their drills, the strain and effort that was put on every one of those reps. So when it shows up on Saturdays, it's there. And again, to me, I tell them that every year, and that's what we do every time we talk about that is the strain you're going to put in winter conditioning in those morning bench drills we do. Okay, it's going to affect us in September, October. So look at yourself in each one. I can't point one guy out, but it shows up then. It shows up that did you push yourself that much harder? You need to get 11 reps on a bench and you only do 10 and say I'm good. Did you push 11 or 12? Because that's what it comes down to on Saturdays. And I don't care who you're playing. That's what it's going to be every rep you play, every game.
You were able to get Martinez, obviously his first work at this level. What did you think about his play at left tackle?
He played decently. He played decently. Again, there's a few things in there that just you look at, you go back and look at and to me, I do a lot with them of what we did in practice. He made a mistake in the game on Saturday. Again, not a catastrophe, but he made a mistake in Saturday's practice. So you go back, he did it in Tuesday practice and didn't fix it. Talked about it, discussed it, corrected it, but when you don't do it physically, and we talk about, muscle memory of doing it over and over and over, it'll do it. If you don't fix it, it's going to show up again on Saturday. So make sure, we had one today in practice. Just one of the guys who repped it. Okay, great. We've talked about it, discussed it. We went out and repped it again. You understand it? Yes. So that's corrected. So you shouldn't show up on Saturday. But to me, that's what every rep we take in practice, you have to do it. And that's how critical and detailed everything has to be for myself, for them.
Devin went down late in that ball game. Has he been able to practice the last couple of days?
He's fine. He just kind of hyperextended it quick, just kind of knee-jerked it back. But he was ready to go right back in after one play because he was down. He had to come out. But he was ready to go back in if we needed another play after that.
What goes into thinking of taking Devin and switching him over to left and using Dion at right? Or is that a comfort level for both those guys?
No, it's really like anything. You look at it, Helen's really his first year starting. Martinez will be his first year starting. Devin's been starting for 2 years. Justin Senior's been starting for 3 years. Dion's going to be his first year. So to me, to put in my mind, Devin and Senior on the same side and put two kids that are just starting let's kind of make it so there's a leader, there's a communicator, there's someone that's been around and understands the game and in situations of 3rd and 10, of 1st and 10, of first and on the goal, first and goal, someone's been through it that can help them a little bit until they start learning to be those guys for themselves. And then again, as you say, as the development of this program, when Devin and Justin and Jamal walk out, next year those two got to be the guys, and Martinez, the 3 guys that got to, when the next guys come in, they got to turn it over. I think that's part of it. It's a whole development of everything. That happened for them. I always talked to them 2 years ago when Justin Senior was in there. Guess what? Ben Beck was right next to you, helping you do everything. Go back to those guys. Gabe Jackson was there helping Blaine Clausell when he started. Dylan Day came in, he learned from Quentin Salisbury. So it's the whole development of those guys and what they have to do, and that's their responsibility.
What have you noticed from South Carolina's defensive line so far?
Good, man. I mean, it's an SEC defensive line. You know, you see, I think they play about 8 guys. You know, in one game, Washington, they played 8 different guys. They all got different characteristics of what they do. But you see very active, very athletic, running around. I mean, I don't know names. I don't pay attention to names. Number 8, I think, is a high motor guy. Runs around, uses his hands very well. I think 4 is big, tall, lanky guy, very quick off the edge. Running number 5. You know, there's a bunch of athletic guys on defense, which you'd expect to play in an SEC game. But to me, again, for us, it's the same thing we talked about last week. I don't think you win games. One team loses the game. You lose games you don't. We got to take care of what we have to take care of. We got to play hard. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot. We can't have stupid penalties. We got to take care of what we do, and I think we'll be fine. But that to me is how you win them. You lose a game because you don't do what you're supposed to do. You do your job and take care of all the little things.
I think for the game, around 7 yards per carry. Were you pleased with the run blocking and overall running game?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
It's probably stuff we look at.
I could care less for stats. There's one stat I give a crap about, and it's not one I'd like to look at. But to me, we ran the ball decent. We had to, but you know, again, we still got to make plays. We got to make plays. That's across the board offensively. That's we start with me up front. When it comes down to a 3rd and 10, you got to make a play. Where's our plays? I think sometimes our kids up front, offensive line, don't get that. I think when you first thing you conceive of making a play is, oh, receivers got to make a play. Running backs got to make someone miss. Receivers got to make a great catch. 3rd and 10, you got to protect. You know, you got to pick up those twists. You got to pick up those blitz. You got to communicate. That's when our plays are. To me, 1st and 10 on the -20 is make sure you get to the right linebacker. Make sure you're doing what you do. Every play, you don't know when that play is. So to me, in the run game, you know, there's a lot of things we could have done a lot better. So I don't always look at it, but we ran 4 yards because I think we can get a little bit caught in statistics of, hey, it's this. To me, it's one that matters, and we didn't get that one. So to me, there's a lot of things we can clean up that we should have. We should have run 400 yards, realistically. I mean, but we didn't because just little mistakes, little finishes at the end that we got to get better at.